I'm appalled, Inspector Lestrade. With 8 ill-tempered ambassadors from 8 foreign nations gathering at the Houses of Parliament for a peace conference at 8 o'clock this evening, why aren't you doing something more useful than bothering me and Dr. Watson?
That's exactly the problem, Mr. Holmes. With Scotland Yard's best men joining the Metropolitan Police on duty protecting the conference, I'm left with a staff shortage, as it were. Besides, I bring a case that will interest you particularly. In fact, you're already involved in it.
What do you mean we're already involved?
Last night, throughout London, 8 burglaries occurred at precisely 8 p.m.
In London, burglaries are as common as politicians and postmen. What makes these so noteworthy?
Because you recently visited each site while investigating 8 seemingly unrelated cases. What's more, in each burglary, nothing was stolen. Instead, the burglar left behind a small clock.
A curious incident, to be sure. But are you certain it has anything to do with me?
Oh, positively. You see, also, at precisely 8 p.m, someone delivered a 9th clock to Scotland Yard. It arrived with no information about the sender, but an envelope attached was addressed for Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
What was in the envelope?
Only one sheet of paper. Written on it was the locations of all 8 burglaries, plus a strange list of meaningless shapes.
Nothing is ever meaningless. Show me the paper, Lestrade. The list of places does suggest some of our recent cases. The second list, of random shapes, suggests that our backward burglar left behind more than just a clock at each crime scene. There's a larger game at work here, and I must discover who has set the board for us. Come, Watson. We're off on a treasure hunt. While we're here gathering oddities, At the heart of London, 8 ambassadors must try to pull Europe back from the brink of war. International treaties are in peril, and the conference at Parliament is the world's only hope.
From what Lestrade told us, it sounds as though the ambassadors' conference is guarded by an army. No madman would dare attempt to put their lives in danger.
A madman, no, but a criminal mastermind. One who would know how to profit from the chaos following some great act of multiple assassination. I wonder. Let's get these back to Baker Street immediately. Just as I feared, the Napoleon of crime himself, ex-Professor Moriarty, mastermind of the entire criminal underworld of London, sitting like a spider at the center of an evil, deadly web. Watson, while we've been diverted elsewhere, the 8 foreign ambassadors gathering at the Houses of Parliament are in mortal danger.
But where is Moriarty? How can we stop him?
The clocks. Each of his 8 burglars left behind a clock, and he had a 9th clock delivered to me via Scotland Yard. The man has nerve and a gaming spirit. What's the most famous clock in London?
The clock tower at Westminster Palace. At the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben. The ambassadors' conference is there at 8 o'clock this evening. That's just 1 hour from now.
Then I say we best be on our way.
I knew you would find me, Holmes. You could never resist such a novel puzzle. Alas, with this crossing of our paths, I have taken measures that, even with all your cleverness, you cannot avoid.
What is this trickery you speak of?
At 8 o'clock, the explosive I have set here in this room will dispatch the ambassadors in Parliament, along with Her Majesty, sparking an international scandal that should throw the entire world into a war the likes of which has never been seen, or even thought of before.
What could you possibly gain from such an act of deviltry?
As I'm sure your simple friend may not know, there is much power and money to be gained when invested in the art of war.
I have served in war and seen the likes of things your evil mind could not comprehend. But alas, how could you expect to gain from that of which you cannot predict the outcome?
I rest my case, my dear Watson. Yes, I know of the yarns you weave for the Strand. I find them quite informative. However, like your friend here, you seem to underestimate the full extent of my organization. You always stand to gain in war if you are invested in both sides.
You shall not succeed at this.
What you need to worry about now, Mr. Holmes, is if you will succeed. You cannot pursue me lest you ignore the trap I have set here. If you do that, then I will have already won. So, with that, I bid you our final adieu.
Holmes, he's getting away.
Let him go, Watson. For now, we must play his game. As I suspected, Moriarty has positioned himself to receive the Queen should she emerge from Parliament after 8 o'clock.
By Jove, Holmes, it's nearly 8 now. We haven't a moment to lose.
Good heavens! The both of you look downright frightful.
Inspector, I recommend you secure the area forthwith.
If it were anyone but you, Holmes, I would pay no attention. If you will excuse me.
This is intolerable. While you save Her Majesty's life, Moriarty escapes taking all the evidence with him. If not for Inspector Lestrade's report, you would look like a raving madman. The people should know what you did today.
On the contrary, Doctor, general knowledge of this incident would inflame all manner of public unrest. No, a successful conclusion is its own deliciously stimulating reward.
As you wish, but you deserve some credit nonetheless.
Not entirely, I'm afraid. You see, while in the clock tower, I made an error that, if found out, could bring chaos to all of London.
An error? Chaos? Whatever do you mean?
Big Ben, my friend, now runs 3 minutes fast. My apologies, but I'm a detective, not a clock repairman. Best we keep that between ourselves, don't you agree, old friend?
Congratulations!